What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the TheSlamDuncan YouTube channel. I'm going to be breaking down the Bulls' disappointing loss to the Wizards that happened Monday night. Recording this right after the game. So as you can probably see with all my tabs right now, there's going to be a lot that's going to be in this video. I'm going to break down a lot of stuff, but also be prepared for a rant because I am also not very happy with some Bulls fans. I was in a lot of arguments with people on Twitter, so just be ready for me to start calling out some people. But I'm going to really break this game down, show what the Bulls did wrong, show what they need to do to improve, and hopefully the Bulls can get a win against the Pelicans on Wednesday. But before we get into it, though, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Let's get into this. 101 to 105, so pretty close game. Not that high of a scoring game as I thought it would be. I thought the Bulls would score more than 101. I thought the Wizards would score more than 105, but both teams are missing some key guys. Wizards don't have Russell Westbrook, and obviously the Bulls don't have Markkanen, Wendell Carter Jr., or Otto Porter. I'll be making a video on the Markkanen situation later. But kind of just some quick things here. LaVine had a great game. Bradley Beal had a great game. That was kind of what was expected going into this game. Some X factors, though, I thought Bertans, Len, and Lopez were some big players for the Wizards today. And I thought Gafford got off to a pretty good start, but he got into foul trouble. Overall, I think the Bulls did not come ready to play except for LaVine and Gafford, but Gafford got into foul trouble. LaVine clearly came ready to play, but his teammates weren't there to help him. I was not happy with really any of these guys tonight. I thought Kobe White was horrible. I thought Patrick Williams was just not aggressive enough and was doing some things that were unnecessary. I thought T.Y., he played pretty decent for... he kind of played normal, but he was missing some layups. I thought he also wasn't getting back in transition very well. Garrett Temple couldn't hit a three. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that this entire team really didn't come ready to play except for LaVine and Gafford. Also, the Bulls could not hit a three-point shot in the first half. Kobe White couldn't hit a three this entire game. Garrett Temple had three wide-open looks in the first half, didn't make any. Valentine did not hit a three in the first half. He made up for it in the second half. But the guys that are shooters did not make their threes, and they were wide open. Like, the Wizards were really willing to give up wide open three-point looks tonight. They wanted to protect the paint, and the Bulls did not capitalize off of it. I was really upset. I pulled up NBA.com to show you a couple of things here. One is the 16 turnovers to 13. The Bulls did not do a good job taking care of the ball in the first half. They have 11 first half turnovers. I'm also going to look at the shooting percentage. Both teams did not shoot very well in general. And last thing I want to show you is the points in the paint difference. The Wizards had 54 and the Bulls had 40. That's too many points in the paint, especially if you only give up 105. So terrible job by the Bulls in the paint tonight. Also, just want to show you some shooting charts. I didn't know this was a thing on NBA.com, but just look at this. Garrett Temple, horrible. Couldn't hit his shots. Where's Val? Yeah, Valentine was also just horrible. He took some crazy shots that somehow went in the second half, but overall just terrible. Kobe White was also awful tonight. So there's that. And then Patrick Williams only hit his 2 threes. He couldn't hit anything else. So just kind of get a look at the shot chart and then compare that to LaVine, who had to do basically everything tonight. He was hitting it for basically everywhere. So just overall, LaVine needs help. This was just a terrible loss because I thought this Wizards team was beat up coming in because, no Westbrook. And they also just played the previous night. I thought the Bulls would come in and be like, all right, we won against the Magic pretty effectively. Let's come in and destroy these guys as well. And they did not come in and do that. I was very upset with these guys' effort tonight. And it wasn't just from the young guys. Like, the young guys, it wasn't just them. It was also the vets. Like, Garrett Temple did not come ready to play tonight, nor did Denzel Valentine. It was everybody on this team did not come ready to play. I was happy to see that Donovan went to Arcidiacono in the fourth quarter. He kind of gave the Bulls a little bit of a spark. But overall, I think the entire team was just so bad. I got a lot to break down, though, so let's get into this. I'm just going to show you already just the bad stuff, and it's all defensively. I know the Wizards did not score that many points. As we saw, it was 105 points, right? And they only shot 42% from the field, or sorry, 41% from the field. But it just seemed like the Bulls could not stop this team no matter how much they tried. And the Bulls were behind for a good amount of the game. I think actually like basically the entire game after the first quarter. And it just seemed like the Bulls could not get the stops that they needed to get. And I'm going to show you a couple of things here. First off, just individual defense. Like we've been always yelling at the Bulls about the help defense not being there, right? But we can't just be yelling about the help defense if the initial line of defense is just doing a poor job, right? So this one's on Patrick Williams, right? So as you can see right here, it's a simple horn set, and now you got Rui Hachimura up here with the ball, okay? Now watch what happens. So it's a one-on-one situation, no screen or anything. Patrick Williams is guarding this man one-on-one, right? Well, I don't know what happens here, but it's a blow-by. And now it's like, okay, now Daniel Gafford has come over to help. But now he's too late, and it's a layup for Rui Hachimura, which could have easily been an and one, by the way. So already I'm just showing you initial line of defense, horrible. I know Patrick Williams has a great defensive game, but that right there was just poor effort. It wasn't bad defense. It was just lack of effort. And this was like basically all night until really the third quarter. I want to show you another play here. But this is the beginning of the third quarter, by the way. Kobe White, I think, was just awful on both ends tonight. And this is the start of the third quarter. So right out of the half, right? This is Raul Neto with the ball. Look how far he is at the top of the key here. Watch. Just watch. Right by you. Like, that can't happen. I'm sick and tired of seeing this happen. And it's mainly Kobe White that's been happening too. Like, this happens too much by Kobe White. Letting his man, no screen or anything, come just blow right by him. You got to do a much better job. You're in the NBA. And this is Raul Neto. This isn't an all-star. This is Raul Neto, who, one, wants to get to the basket, but number two, isn't that good of a player, right? So, do a better job. I'm sick and tired of seeing it. I'm going to show you another play here. Now, this is, I think, the definition of the Bulls also tonight. I thought the big men for the Wizards, Len and Robin Lopez, were just killing the Bulls in like every single way. Even if it didn't show up in the box score, these guys were just either setting good screens or they were boxing some guys out so that their team could get the rebound. It was just like the big men were having such a big effect on this Bulls team. And it didn't always show up in the box score, but it was just affecting this team so much. And I was getting so upset by it too, because Len and Lopez, they're solid players, but they shouldn't be having this big of an effect on the game, right? So you see this drive right here, by the way, is a drive-by. So terrible job by Satoransky, Garrett Temple. So Thaddeus Young comes over to help, right? So now it's up to these guys right here. You got Robin Lopez surrounded by three Bulls players, and Satoransky's here. You got to get this rebound, right? And that doesn't happen. Lopez gets a tap out. Oop, I went full screen. I apologize. But now, so it's a tap out to Denny here, who shoots the three, and it's a miss. And then now the Bulls, again, you still got three guys on Lopez, and they still fail to get this rebound. Lopez doesn't even touch it. It hits off of Garrett Temple, it looks like, and it goes right to Beal, and that's a layup. That can't happen again. That's another issue that just happens. Like, the Bulls didn't give up that many second chance points. It was just that the big men were having, like, they were just shoving guys out of the way, or just having, just their presence down low was affecting the Bulls so much. And I don't know what it is about Bulls fans, but a lot of people are saying, well, the Bulls clearly don't need a center, or they don't need a traditional big man. But this game right here showed how much the Bulls missed Wendell Carter Jr. Like, Gafford clearly can't fill that role. He picks up too many fouls. He's too inconsistent. Obviously, Felicio isn't that good of a player, and Kornet shouldn't be in the NBA. And now we're seeing that without Wendell Carter Jr., there is no big man for the Bulls right now. And Markkanen clearly can't play the center position either. So the Bulls clearly need a big man that's a solid big man that can come in and make sure that plays like that I just showed you don't happen. And I thought Wendell Carter Jr. was bringing that, and then he got hurt. So now the Bulls just don't have that man right now. And I'm not saying the Bulls need to bring Wendell Carter Jr. back. To be honest, I think he's probably gone with his injury issues. But this Bulls team needs a center. They need a center that can stop plays like from this happening, because Robin Lopez was just being annoying for the Bulls all night. So there's that as well. I think I'm going to show you some of the good stuff that happened. Zach LaVine brought it tonight, and this was kind of like the whole thing about this matchup was LaVine versus Beal, two guards that should be in the All-Star game. And I'm going to show you some things that happened last game that I want to really talk about, and show what LaVine did that he learned from last game, brought it to this game. And this was at the start of the game. So a lot of Bulls fans in the first game against the Magic were upset at LaVine for some reason for not bringing it early offensively, even though he was distributing and did not have a shot. So everyone was like, you got to bring it. So then he brought it in the Magic game early in the first quarter. He was on fire in the first quarter. So what do you do this game? He brought it again. He brought it early in the first quarter. He was on fire early. And I kept saying to people, if you want LaVine to be aggressive early, then you have to be okay with him taking isolations. If you're going to want him to run the pick and roll, you have to expect him to get doubled and expect him to pass the ball. And that happened again tonight. Every time he ran the pick and roll, he was doubled, so it was a throw to Thaddeus Young or Daniel Gafford. That's going to happen from here on out because this Bulls team does not have the talent around him, so other teams can afford to actually double LaVine and not have to take that much of a hit. They would rather have Zach LaVine get rid of the ball and make others make decisions than have LaVine keep the ball and drive right to the rim or shoot the shot. They want the other Bulls to make the decisions, and this is what happened tonight. But instead, the way to counter that is you don't run pick and roll. You let LaVine isolate, take the one-on-one matchup. So now, right here, for example, you got Bradley Beal, and it's like, all right, clear out. LaVine decides to take you one-on-one. Here's a fadeaway in the paint. Bang. That's how it's going to go, right, if LaVine wants to be aggressive. So that's just one play to start the game. Now, the next offensive possession for the Bulls. I'm going to show you again. One-on-one matchup here. So LaVine caught it, as you saw just from that screen from Gafford, and it was an off-ball screen. He got doubled, right? Len came over and doubled LaVine. Now LaVine caught the ball, and went out back out to the free throw line area. That got rid of Len, so now Len is guarding Gafford again, but now it's a one-on-one matchup again, so one-on-one, take the shot over Beal. So LaVine brought it early tonight, and he was doing a really good job of it. Now I want to show you what LaVine did in the third quarter to keep this team in the game, because I thought the Bulls really started to struggle at the end of the second quarter, and now it's a double-digit lead. LaVine came out in the third quarter where everyone was struggling and basically was doing everything, including the bail out the Bulls with very bad possessions. And this was a terrible possession in my opinion. So just watch this play develop. So already you're getting into the set with 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Okay, that's already kind of bad, but it's doable, right? Double screen and roll at the top of the key. Now, if you're Kobe White, I don't know really what you're going to be doing here. I would like to see him pass the ball or drive right by Len and try to collapse more of the defense. Because with Gafford, first off, needs to set a better screen and roll harder, because that will bring in Rui Hachimura, so then maybe Patrick Williams gets a wide open jump shot. But Kobe White also needs to penetrate the lane here, and he kind of does that, but as you can see, the defense then collapses onto him, and this is a hard pass for Kobe to get to Daniel Gafford cleanly, so it's kind of a tough situation already. All right, you're down to 13 seconds now. So Kobe still dribbles. Now it's out to LaVine. All right, 10 seconds left now, and no one really has kind of done anything. Patrick Williams is all the way out here. He's not even in the picture here. Valentine's moved from the corner to the wing here. Now Kobe White's in the corner. Daniel Gafford isn't doing anything. This is overall, I think, a bad possession, even though it's just the first motion, which this needs to get improved, is that the Bulls offense, just from the first action, something else needs to happen in the second action, so it's not a wasted possession. But instead, it's basically a bailout as no one else moves. LaVine has to take a step-back jump shot, and he makes it. But he did this a lot in the third quarter. Like at the beginning, he was really bailing the Bulls out of some horrible possessions, and thank God he did, because he kept the Bulls in this game, because this could have easily gone downhill very, very quickly. But the Bulls stayed in this game because of LaVine. Now, I want to talk about the last possession here. Now, I've already had so many discussions already with people about this last possession. LaVine, yes, he missed the game-time layup, and I'm already having a bunch of things in my mind that it's hard for me to keep up. But first off, let's start with this. Everybody was so scared initially because we've seen LaVine take jump shots in this type of situation, especially threes, and everyone's like, that's a horrible shot selection. You don't need a three. All right, that's fair. I think LaVine has done that, and I agree with you on that. So everyone keeps saying, drive, LaVine, drive it to the rim in this situation. So what does he do in this situation? He drives the ball, all right? Now watch what happens. So it's a wide open lane, right? Now you can argue if LaVine got fouled in this situation. I personally think he did, but here's my opinion. I am not very happy with this idea of driving so hard to the lane, because in my opinion, this puts the game into the officials' hands. And I don't know if you watched this game or not tonight, but the officials were not giving LaVine many calls. It was like LaVine was getting whacked on the face when he drove to the rim, and he was not getting any fouls called for him. This was all night, right? And especially in a late game situation, I don't feel that comfortable with someone driving this hard to the rim and hoping for the officials to bail you out. Because as we've seen many times in the NBA, the officials usually don't call anything in a late game situation like this, especially if it's a drive to the rim. Usually they're just like, we didn't see it, right? I don't want to put the game into the officials' hands. So first off, I saw Kendall Gill and Will Perdue talk on the postgame show saying that LaVine should have drove into Alex Len and then go right into him and create more contact and make the officials call that foul. in my opinion, that sounds like, all right, let's not make the shot and just hope for a foul. I don't like that at all. I want LaVine to try to make this shot, and I think he did the exact same thing he should have done, is that he swerved around Alex Len, and he tried to lay it up. He just missed, okay? So, in my opinion, I'm like, okay, you should make the shot. I don't know what those guys in the postgame show are really talking about, because, again, putting the game into the officials' hands is a bad idea, in my opinion, as we've seen all year. So, there's that. Now, for all the Bulls fans that are hating on LaVine still, I don't know what you can really argue about in this situation, because all you've done is yell at him to drive to the rim in this type of situation, and he did, and look, it backfired. So, you kind of need to take some blame if you're a Bulls fan yelling at him to drive to the rim in this situation. So, I think with that, if you're a Bulls fan that's pissed at him, I don't know what you can be pissed about, is that he just missed the shot. Do I have to remind you guys that, you remember when the Bulls played the Wizards in Washington, and this is like early season? Bradley Beal missed a wide open, crucial layup. And he was wide open against the Bulls. Wide open. 14 seconds left, and he missed it. And that was to, I think, take the lead. He missed it. It's going to happen. Especially with All-Stars, it's going to happen. Stars are going to miss shots. It's okay if stars miss shots. We've seen LaVine hit a dagger against the Knicks this year, a dagger against Portland, and he's kept his team in the game against the Orlando Magic and a bunch of other games when no one else could score. This man has done many clutch shots, or has had many clutch moments this season. But all I've seen right now from Bulls fans, specifically LaVine haters right now, is that they're saying that LaVine shouldn't be the guy taking the shot down the stretch. And I'm very upset when I hear that, because they're like, well, he's clearly not shown he can take that shot and make it, so why should he be taking the shot? Well, if you're going to say LaVine shouldn't be the man taking that shot down the stretch, or this shot specifically, I want to know who should be taking the shot on the Bulls instead. I see a lot of people saying there's a problem with LaVine taking a shot like this, because he clearly apparently can't make it. But if you're going to say this problem, then tell me the solution to the problem. Who should be taking this shot instead? And I have not gotten a single answer back. So, to all you Bulls fans that are hating on LaVine, I don't know what you're doing. Because this man right here is the only person that should be taking this shot, or this type of shot, down the stretch. He's had many clutch moments, and clutch doesn't always mean making the game-winning or game-tying shots. Clutch also means making shots when the team needs it, when the team needs a bucket to stay in a game. And LaVine, didn't he just put up 24 points against the Orlando Magic in the fourth quarter when no one else was scoring for the Bulls? What about this game, when no one else can really hit a three-point shot, and he was hitting all those shots, put up 35? It's okay he misses the shot, and I'm just so upset with Bulls fans right now, because they're upset over one missed shot when we need to be talking about how the rest of the team, other than LaVine, did not come ready to play today. That's what we should be talking about right now. Now, to all you LaVine haters who have all of a sudden started tweeting that LaVine can't be the leader of this team, that we shouldn't have faith in him to be the leader of this team anymore because he clearly, apparently can't make shots down the stretch. Well, let's talk about what happened tonight against the Lakers versus OKC Thunder. All right, first off, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander missed a game-tying shot with about 30 seconds left to go, and he was wide open. It was a fadeaway, wide-open shot. Should have made it, and he missed it. So, are you going to, if you're, the Thunder, are you going to just all of a sudden be like, oh, Shai missed that shot. He hasn't really won in his career. We shouldn't put faith in him anymore to be the man. He shouldn't be taking those shots down the stretch. Not only did he miss that shot, but he also missed, 2 shots in OT, and he had an offensive foul in OT as well. But should we just be sitting here saying that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander should never be taking clutch shots or shouldn't be the man of the OKC Thunder moving forward? Absolutely not. Just because this man is young and he missed a shot that he should have probably made down in crunch time doesn't mean that we should be giving up on him or that he shouldn't be taking those shots in the future. I want Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to be taking those shots in the future, especially when he's the man and especially when he has a winning team around him. So, for the Bulls and LaVine and all you LaVine haters, first off, if you thought this team was supposed to be a playoff team, you really need to reassess your basketball knowledge because this team was not supposed to be a playoff team. I've seen too many of you cry tonight that this team should have won this game and that we'd be closer to the playoffs. This team wasn't supposed to make the playoffs. They don't have the talent. I don't know why you even thought that in the first place. But number two, just because LaVine missed the shot and just because he missed the shot against the Lakers, the shot against the Clippers, and other shots in this season, doesn't mean that he shouldn't be taking these shots anymore. I want this man to be taking the shots down the stretch because there is nobody else on this Bulls team that should be taking the last shot down the stretch. I don't want Denzel Valentine to take it. I don't want Kobe White to take it. I don't want Markkanen to take it. LaVine should be the man to take it. And I don't know what Bulls fans are all upset about right now. Stars are going to miss. LeBron James missed the game-winning three-point shot, and he was wide open against OKC tonight. And he missed it. It's going to happen, all right? Stars are going to miss shots. And to say automatically and write off that LaVine can't apparently be the winning man because he's supposed to make these shots just tells me that you think that LaVine should be God or should be perfect down the stretch in crunch time. No one's perfect in crunch time. LeBron James missed a bunch of shots early in his career that in the clutch, and now look at how he's progressed. He's become better in the clutch. He's become more smarter in the clutch. Michael Jordan didn't make every single shot down the stretch that he was supposed to make, right? He didn't. It just happens. They're players. We're all human. So I'm just upset right now with Bulls fans because a lot of them are like, LaVine shouldn't be the man down the stretch. Then tell me who should be. No one. There's no one else on this team that can be the man down the stretch. This man has kept this Bulls team in games in the fourth quarter multiple times this season. Tell me who should be the man with the ball taking the shot instead. I'm livid with Bulls fans right now. And I think this year has shown out of all years that I've been a Bulls fan and I've looked at our fan base that this fan base is just has some of the craziest and most stupid people. And I hope that this video at least puts something in your head saying that let's not be like those people. Let's actually understand basketball. Let's actually think about things logically and stop just hating on one person because I've seen too much of that from Bulls Nation this season. So, yes, this was a disappointing loss. Yes, LaVine missed the game-tying layup that he probably should have made, but I want to be talking about instead how the other guys did not come ready to play tonight. How the other guys decided, we're not going to really come and bring it. We're not going to hit our wide open three-point shots. We're not going to play that good of defense. We're so stuck on this one shot that we haven't talked about the actual problem from this game. That the other players for the Bulls did not come ready to play. And that's the biggest issue right now, especially in a development and assessment season, that we need to see these guys who are trying to prove themselves bring it every single night. No excuses. So I hope you guys start at least understand where I'm coming from with this whole LaVine hate, because I'm very upset by it. But I hope you guys at least understand, don't be like some of these Bulls fans right now that are hating on LaVine. If you really think that LaVine should not be the man down the stretch, go ahead and leave in the comments section down below another player's name on the Bulls who should be taking this type of shot down the stretch instead. Because if you're going to say LaVine shouldn't be taking that shot, then I want a different person's name. Don't just tell me, clearly it can't be LaVine. No, tell me an actual name. Don't just say, it can't be LaVine. Say Thaddeus Young. Say Larry Markkanen. Say Kobe White. Say an actual person's name instead of avoiding the question. So, that's my rant for this video. Against the Pelicans for the Bulls. They need to come out and hit the Pelicans in the mouth early because this Pelicans team does not do very well when adversity hits. I also think this Pelicans team does not do very well in defensively in the paint. So for the Bulls, you got to attack these guys early. You got to make Zion and Brandon Ingram defend the ball. So put them in pick and roll actions or make sure that they have to rotate. Because if those guys are just allowed to kind of stand around on defense, then they're going to conserve their energy for the offensive side. I think LaVine needs to come out and do exactly what he did in this game and just come out early and just score early to get this team going because clearly the other guys don't always seem ready to play. So they need to do that. And then main thing is KYP. I thought in this game, the Bulls did not read the scouting report on Davis Bertans for some odd reason. He got too many wide open looks, and he missed a good amount, but I thought Bertans got too many looks. But for the Pelicans game, you need to be aware of who are the shooters and who are the scorers. Zion's not going to be shooting those threes, right? So you're going to allow him to shoot those jump shots. But a guy like JJ Redick or Josh Hart or Brandon Ingram, you want to make sure you close out on those guys. Make sure that they don't get wide open looks off screens. But most importantly is bring it. You got to bring it. LaVine needs help right now, especially with three guys that are basically kind of starters on his team that are out. You got to help this man because right now it looks like if LaVine doesn't score 40, then this Bulls team is going to lose. That shouldn't be the case. This Bulls team needs to bring it collectively against the Pelicans, and that should be a win on Wednesday night. I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. I'll have a Larry marketing video out very, very soon. See you guys in the next video. Peace.